Sports right here on NASCAR Heat 5. So glad you could join us here. Race number 3 of the season, and we are taking on no other than the Monster Mile. I'm joined in the booth here by my new colleague there, Nick. Nick, thank you so much for being able to help me here tonight. We should be in for quite the show.
Yeah, no problem, man. And there you see we have our good and ready to go. Let's head over to the track.
We are going to get stuff ready to rock and roll here.
Now, you mentioned it's the Monster Mile. Now, the Monster Mile can grab you at any point of this track, if it's on the turn ones, any turns, you know. It's going to be a crazy race, you know. For me, I'm like the slider guy. I'm not usually good at this track, nor am I good at it everywhere else, but these guys have been putting their custom setups in day and day night, night. They've been putting these things, testing them out during the week. But here we go. The 43 and the 5 on the front row. Green flag.
And we're just about to be joining in here. I'm a little bit late here. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
For the inconvenience
no worries,
here. But as we get to... They are already on the back stretch. You can see the 43 car stretch with the pole there. It's a good lead in front of the 14. They are already mixing it up, still side by side. A 13-car field here as one pounds the wall. Out of turn 4, we will not see the last of that all night long. I believe turn 4 and turn 2.
Oh, 37. Oh, that almost got dicey. But right now, I'm kind of looking back through the field. There you see the Beast. He raced in last night's custom race at Iowa, and he got himself a provisional spot to be in tonight's events. And right now, another lap goes down.
So you can see the front 5 as we take a look from the front view of the 43 car have pretty much single filed themselves out. A little bit of a gap between 6th and 7th. Further back as we go there, it is a madhouse on board with the 37 car there. You can see another 43 car, that's Mike RPM, I believe, in the 53 Aquatati. They make slight contact, and actually Holcomb in the 37 car had to get on the brakes to avoid plowing into both of those drivers. They settle it out amongst themselves as we quickly get single file here early in the in this 200 mile and 200 lap event.
Well, you mentioned that the 43 is not Mike RPM. That would be the number. Mike RPM is driving the number 1, and we have...
Sorry, there, the 37 car into the outside wall right in front of the 47 there. And that was a big hit. There's actually damage on the left side of that car.
Oh, no. Yeah, I can see that. You know, you got to take care of that. You don't want to damage your car right now because you have stages. Remember, stages are important. You get those stage points. That's valuable points going into next season. And so right now, a lot of guys are keeping their nose clean except for this 37. And, you know, maybe not such a good start for the 37 car.
You see him up high right in front of his teammate there for JT Doherty Racing. 47's able to get around him as well, but there is some significant right side damage. Excuse me, I said left side earlier, but right side damage on that car there.
And here he goes against the Beast. He goes around the Beast, and last night the Beast started on the pole at Iowa, came back and finished 3rd at the Beast Sliders at Iowa last night, and improved everyone in the booth how he recovered from going to the back to the front. Boy, I tell you, the 37's having not a good start. He is hitting that wall and he is not having a good night tonight.
I want to remedy something I misspoke earlier. I did say Mike RPM in that 44 car. That is his Pro League car that I am familiar with there. It was a slight of hand there of the mouth. Right now, that's Robbie Racing in that 44 car. Up front, we are actually on board with that 1 car, Mike RPM, who has been strong early on in this season, has yet to break out and get a win there. Almost looked like he had it in the bag at Michigan there, but something that is usually a little unheard of. As you see the leader there, the 43, just touched the apron there. Going to allow the rest of the field to get caught back up behind him. 14 of Flash 9, hot on his tracks, and the 5 car is there as well.
And you mentioned really well the Mike RPM's car that Robbie's racing. That is his Pro League car, but you know, the leader is basically his teammate, well, not really his real life teammate, but in Pro League, Diego Alvarado would be driving that car if he was in this league. It wouldn't be a shock, though.
We're on board with the 8-car Ward Burton. Earlier this season, Ward Burton actually helped me call a race here tonight. He is in the race. He's taking over for Cola there, who is taking on to bigger and better things in the iRacing world. We wish him luck there, but he will not be a part of this series. Moments ago, I was just made aware. So that 8-car there already has a win this season, not with that driver. Ward Burton trying to put that at bed here today.
Yeah, and I'm looking right now, and you see those look like top 5, top 6 are pulling away from the 2 and Taddy. And I mentioned this, it's early, it's stage racing, you know. Some stage breaks will help you out with, you know, with your adjustments, you know. Did you not get your adjustment right? Did you not get enough time in it? So the pit stops during the green flag stops may help you as well.
And let's talk about here how Dover International Speedway here, the stage lengths here are different than what we typically see on other racetracks here. That stage 2 is pretty long. Normally we see stage 1 and stage 2 there kind of mirror themselves. Stage 2 here is significantly longer than stage 1, so that's going to add another wrench into how these guys attack pit road. And speaking of pit road, this is one of the toughest pit roads, if not the toughest pit road to get onto during green flag pit stops. You have to go from 150 that you see these guys doing on the racetrack to down to 35 miles per hour. It's not a question of if, but when we see a speeding penalty, somebody is going to hit that wrong, and it could cost you not just 1 lap, but usually 2 under green here. Dover is just very tricky to get onto pit road and safely make sure you don't have any issue getting on and off.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, pit road, I mean, I've mentioned this before in other leagues or broadcasts. I've always said, later in the race, you cannot have a speeding penalty, either in stage 1 or stage 2 or the final stage. You know, that is going to lose you a bunch of time and maybe lose you the race there. And you mentioned Dover. You look at the pit road right now. That looks very wide, you know. It's not big enough to, like, pass, but, you know, kind of mentioned it really well. It just pit road 35 miles per hour. You gotta slow it down.
And where the entrance of pit road is right there, you have to do that well before you actually see those yellow barriers there. That yellow line kind of jets out into just the beginning of turn number 4. So these guys not only have to get down to 35 miles an hour, they got to do it here on the straightaway and get on the flat there right before they make it on to pit road. You see the distance as we ride aboard. Caddy here along in the 51 just ahead of him. A couple of drivers having some good runs there. That 2-car, oh, what that 2-car might have asked for just a gallon of gas last week. Was so close there and perhaps pulling off the upset there. Trying to get Keselowski's name to Michigan there. Unfortunately did not go his way. Just ran out of gas right on the last lap. But that 2-car definitely has come to play and come to life as of late. He hasn't really shown some of the finishes. He's going to get muscled there by the 18, though.
Hey, we got another battle. I got to say, we got a battle between the 5 and the 14 of Flash 9 and the 5 of probably your bro Chase. And, you know, going back to the pit stops, you know, coming off the pit road, going to the backstretch, you need to probably burp it a little bit, because if you're not going to burp it, you're going to hit that apron, and then you're going to come back up on the track and cause a melee.
That's a good point there, Nick. Getting off on the black here onto the concrete surface here is a little bit tricky, especially with these custom race setups here. On sliders, you might be able to adjust that, but here everybody's custom race setup is a little bit different there, and how you attack the corner, how you transition into second and third gear could very well spin you out there. That's something we'll be keeping an eye on. New second place driver, that 5-car, Bro Chase, has been able to take that spot away from the 14, who's now lost another spot. Mike RPM joins him. That's your new second and third place drivers.
And you can see right now, it looks like the 37 has lost the pace. And I tell you, man, that, like I mentioned, he is not having a good night here at Dover. I bet you during the stage break or when he hit pit road, he is going to be like, all right, well, I got to repair this. But from my experience of having damage in league racing, when you have damage, I wait till the caution. I wait till I get a caution and I repair it, because if I do it under green flag cycles, that's going to be seconds down the drain. You don't want to have that, but if you have like really a lot of damage, that like if you have where it says your arrow, you have arrow damage, then you're going to have to do that during the green flag stop, because it's not, you're going to lose a bunch of time and laps.
So up front, no change for the lead here. The 43 car continuing to set sail in front of the 5 car of It's Your Bro Chase, who is making his first start of the season here tonight. Doing an excellent job as well, running along in the second position just behind him. See Mike RPM. And then a battle brewing for that third spot just behind him. Flash 9 and the 8 car, Warburton, making the most of his first start here as well. Further back, we already mentioned the issues on the 37 car, who has found the outside wall. You see the 18 of Racehead. He is in front of the 2 car there. Had to use the side of his race car there trying to get away, but he's now put a little bit of distance in front of that 2 car there. Just behind that battle is Aquatati, who we are riding on board with.
And I do want to point out,
DK Brown is behind him as well.
Yes, his teammate DK Brown, I was just about to point out, DK has a little bit of damage on the right side, just a little. It's not like the 37's damage, but a little bit on the right side. It doesn't look that bad, but you know, pit road could help you out with the with that. And here we go, Aquatati makes a move on the 18.
He said must have had something going on, because he just lost 2 spots right there, one to the 2 car and another one to the 51. So he's traveling in the wrong direction. And this is the point of the race and point of the run where I believe, even though it's early, we're going to be talking about tire wear here as well.
Yeah, you mentioned really well. Tire wear, you know, tires are the biggest issue on tracks like this and other tracks. Like, I mean, for personal experience, I'm not good at saving tire wear or fuel, because I'm not really that smart with it, but I know some of these guys are good at saving, and boy, I'm telling you what, right now, that 43 Sludger, he is like the 5 of your bro Chase.
Oh!
He is gaining.
The 2 car, Bad Marley right in front of 51 there.
Holy cow.
So, yes, I would definitely say, as we have another car heading into the wall, that is the 8 to Ward Burton. Has found the inside wall there and has lost a significant portion of time to the leaders. He was part of that top 5. He's now fallen out, trying to rejoin there behind the 2 car, who just had an issue on that lap. So, not a good lap for Penske or RCR
we got
Racing.
for lead. It's your bro Chase to lead.
Let's join that battle up front, and yes, he's been able to not only battle, but pass that 43 car, and we have a new leader for the first time here tonight, that 5 car.
And here's a battle for second, and something's up with Sludger. He just lost now maybe 2 spots to Mike RPM in that 14, and Flash 9, 43's in the wall, keeps it going.
I definitely believe we're in that stage of the race there, Nick, where these guys, tire wear is just too much. Perhaps the 43 car, the 8 car asking too much or going too hard, too early. Meanwhile, the 5, the 1, the 14, they've been able to manage just a little bit. We're getting close, I believe, to the end of this stage, but I believe that we're also going to have a pit stop. I'm trying to get Taddy's, what do you call it, YouTube, so I can see exactly what that lap count is, but I actually do not have that with me.
But right now, you mentioned it, Mike RPM, I mean, from kind of experience, I've seen not really his runs in the Esports Pro League, but I really don't know, but he's always in the back. But, you know, in this league, I can see now, if he can probably catch the 1 car, he could probably pull off the victory here in the Monster Mile tonight.
It's early, but we'll see what happens here as everyone trying to just settle down and get to the end of this stage here before anything could hurt them. I am going to make an announcement here. If anybody actually can send me, Patty, your I can't seem to find your link for his onboard there camera, so I can see that information. But hopefully during the stage break, we can get that sent to the booth in order so we can give you, the viewers at home, a lap count as you ride on board with the 43 car. It's your bro Chase. Now this is the driver I've been able to race against this personally here on NASCAR Heat 5. This driver is very fast. You can see he's actually put some considerable amount of distance there on front of the field. Mike RPM has about 1.2 seconds to catch up, as the 5 car is just laying down some plainly fast lap times currently. Caution. Don't know if that was the end of stage 1 or if we had a wreck, but yellow flag, a computer-controlled caution is out. I will ask that to be if during this break, if someone could send me that link there, it would be greatly appreciated.
And that is end of stage 1. End of stage 1.
So there we go.
And stage 1 is complete. That gives the one. I'm sorry. Give me a sec. The 5 car probably, your boy Chase, win stage 1. Mike RPM, Flash 9, Sludger, Aquataddy, Marley, Wardburton, DK, Redhead, or Racehead, and Robbie Racing rounds out your top 10 in stage number 1, gentlemen. Oh, I was sorry.
So here's going to be stage 2. It's going to be about 79 laps, and I mentioned that because the estimate on the fuel window here is about 41 laps. However, that's a little bit deceiving here, Nick, because for whatever reason on NASCAR Heat 5, Dover doesn't really truly track what you have in the tank. It's about a lap and a quarter of what you use every lap you're around the surface. You see the 43 car around the wall.
Yeah, and there you see
too wide.
You know, everyone's having fresh tires. Everyone has their ends are out of their pants. You know, it's stage 1's over. Everyone's getting a little dicey there. Now we see the 37. He has his repair his repair damage. That's all good now.
Oh,
he's ready to rock and roll. Whoa!
Think yourself, Robbie just nipped the wall there pretty severely. He's going to go all the way to the tail end as they are 3 wide.
He looks like he's taking a 3. Yep, almost took a 3 wide, but my goodness.
Everyone's going to quickly funnel to single file here. That turn 2 there, it kind of jets out at you. Now, you see his first battle there for position between the 8 and the 2 car. That's Wardburton there on the bottom of the racetrack there. Marley, Bad Fast trying to do what he can up top. And behind him, you have the Rick Ware cars. That's the 8 car. Gets into the side of the 2. My goodness. It's the second time we've seen the 2 get muscled. And they are almost 3 wide there. This is going to get jumbled in a hurry.
Oh, for sure. And, you know, right now, these guys are just... You know, I just said they don't have any more ants in their pants. Well, now they do. The back half have ants in their pants.
I like what Wardburton did, though, in that 8 car. He kind of gave the position back to that 2. Oh, but my goodness, now the 2's going to hit the wall. Now the 8 car almost has to take evasive action. I don't know if neither of these guys really wants to lead this pack. Things are trying to settle down for them. And behind them, you see Taddy in that 53 car just nip the wall. Right in front of the 51, or excuse me, that was DK Brown in the 53, in front of Taddy in the 51. Both those Rick Ware racing cars.
And right now, turn 2 is one of the trickiest turns in this track. You know, once you come down that backstretch, you know, and you see that wall, and here comes a battle for the lead. The 1 car, Mike RPM to the lead here.
Taking it for the first time today, you saw the 5 car It's Your Bro Chase travel way upstairs. Kind of refer to that as no man's land right there. Luckily, there really is no grip there up in the marbles, but not going to lose the race car there. He'll just settle back behind in the 4th position there. Have to wonder if that was intent. But yes, Mike RPM in that 1 car has now taken the lead in front of Flash 9. Racehead in that 18 has made the most out of his pit stop there. He's traveled all the way, or excuse me, that is not Racehead, that is the 43. our pole setter there. Racehead is actually further back in this battle as it's in the wall hard after contact with the 37, and he's going to take the 44 Robbie with him. Yellow flag, number 2.
First one for an incident. Oh.
There was contact that sent the 18 car into the turn 4 wall. He jetted back out in front of traffic, and the 44 car had nowhere to go. Both cars heavily damaged on the right side, and our second caution of the night is out as a result.
Oh man, that is a lot of damage to the 18, and boy, we saw Mike RPM just take the lead there, and then boy, he was probably like, oh man, I did not want to see a caution because I had just taken the lead away, gentlemen.
So I had mentioned here how the stage lengths here at Dover are different here. That first stage was about 41 laps. This one almost double that at 81. We start there with just a shy of 70 laps. That means these guys will have to make a green flag pit stop in the midst of this second stage. The green flag is back out. Mike RPM and Flash 9 lead him back down to the green. The rest of the field behind him. Oh! Flash 9 gets into the pole setter who rides the inside wall and will lose a ton of spots. Trying to merge back in front of traffic. Sledge continuing to lose pace there as the 8-car Ward Burton finds the outside wall as well. These restarts.
Oh, Taddy! 3 wide, Taddy's in the middle.
These restarts are going to take our breath away here, folks, tonight. You see the 51 and the 43 battling back. That's Racehead also finding the outside wall just behind them. But Flash 9 got into the outside wall, bounced in front. The 43 car had started third. He's now all the way in the tail end, fighting just barely inside the top 10. And is there a little bit of damage? I don't know. I think he was able to come out unscathed. Just a loss of track position right there. That was just a mistake made by the 14 of Flash 9 there. The 43 car just unfortunately was the victim that had nowhere to go because of it. Thankfully, though, Clutch in that 43 car has enough pace, I believe, in that car to try to get caught back up. But that's why our voices go up an octave here on these restarts, because we know how jumbled the field can. And actually, the 43 car is going to find the wall again. Here comes Aquatati in the 37 car to take advantage. The 43 car not having the type of race he wants at all in stage 2.
Yeah, you mentioned really well.
Still watching the free fall through the rest of the field here. He's lost, but I believe now 8th and 9th, so barely hanging on inside the top 10 here. Needs to regroup. I mean, Nick, how hard is it? You've been had a fast race car, you find yourself with trouble. How hard is it virtually to just try and settle down and get back into a rhythm, especially here at Dover?
Yeah, you mentioned really well, and I'm telling you what, right now if this was the final stage, it would be go time. But right now, it's stage 2. These guys have like a lot on their mind. So right now, it's you got to find your way around the field, and there you see, we mentioned some guys who were inside a good position. Right now, look at Mike RPM just pulling away. How about the 2 car? Is he third? That is the 2 car. Marley, good recovery, running inside the second, running in the 3rd position.
You're absolutely right there in front of DK Brown, who's trying to make up desperately after having some Wi-Fi connectivity issues last week that saw him earn no stage points at all. Disconnecting there at Michigan. Nice to see him running along in the 2nd position there. Came out of Kansas pretty well, earning a 2nd place position there, but wants a really good day to try and get himself back into that point battle, as these guys have been able to run away from the 5 car. Victor Bro Chase just behind him. The 8 car, Ward Burton, doing a great job there trying to come back from that earlier issue in stage 1. And as you had mentioned there, that 2 car doing a great job running along in the 3rd position. I believe we're going to see in this race a lot of comers and goers, those that have been able to make the most of the restarts there. and solidify their position, and then the goers are those guys that did not. Mike RPM still in front here, about a 1 car length lead. Not very comfortable, if you could ever be comfortable here at Dover.
Oh, someone's down there. It's Aquatati. Something's up. He was on the apron. Well on the apron. Something's up with Aquatati, and boy, I'm telling you, Aqua is not having a good night here at Dover. And, you know, I don't know what happened. I don't know if he was just letting everyone go or if something happened.
Yeah, you're right. He has lost a number of positions there. Has fallen all the way to the tail end of this field. Something amiss here for the driver that owns this league and runs this here. His Rick Burr Racing teammate, though, inside the top 5. He will have to gather it back up and work his way up pretty hard here if he's going to get any type of stage points here in stage number 2. He actually found the wall again on the exit of turn 2. Back up front, we're seeing a battle brewing for the lead. That's Flash 9 getting underneath.
Yep, here comes Flash 9. Can he clear him? Yes, he can. New leader, Flash 9.
Flash 9 so far has been an early favorite here for the championship, has won a stage in every race that we have ran. If he gets one today, he would extend that streak to 3. As we see the 2 car there worked up the racetrack made by DK Brown, who now is in the 3rd position, and there's Ward Burton trying to crack the top 5. Road chase, though, in that 5 car. You know what? I believe this is a strategy call on that 5 team. I believe that he's trying to save tires there. We really saw him come to life there toward the end of that run. Now, we will have a green flag pit stop. That will still have to be made here by these guys. But as we near that green flag pit stop here, kind of halfway in this stage, look for that 5 car to really come to life.
So much for Dover, you know. I think right now, you mentioned, I think that 5 car is saving, because what you got to do is save tires most of the time. But, you know, other tracks, you got to save fuel. Other tracks, you got to save tires. I mean, this track, you have to save tires and fuel.
Riding on board with the 14, taking a look back at your top 5. Just out of the view there, right there is that 2 car. As we have just 50 laps remaining. The fuel window will open up in 10 laps here, but I like to be a little bit conservative here. When I'm running at Dover, I like to make sure I'm well within the fuel window here, because even pitting early, you can knock yourself down by a good 2 laps just because of how it's calculated here at this racetrack.
Most definitely. And, you know, right, you know, your tires are probably already bald right now, but, you know, they're maybe around the 50 or 40 to 50% area right now, but honestly, I don't really see anyone coming to pit road this early. As you mentioned, that's going to lose you probably a lap or 2. So,
well, and that'll be kind of where these guys will be running on pins and needles there, Nick, because when you go down pit road, you don't just lose 1 lap, you lose 2. And if a yellow flag comes out, and we do have computer-controlled cautions here, we already have seen one here in this stage, it could easily trap you down 2 laps. So we'll see who the risk versus reward here. The risk is going 2 laps down, but the first person that's on pit road versus everybody else, they are going to be more than a second faster on newer tires here, and so they could extend that gap very well. So we'll see who's the first taker on pit road here to take advantage of those new Goodyear Eagles. And that pay window will open up in about less than 10 laps here, working with 47 here to go.
And right now, I mean, I'm looking right now, as you see, a non-Chevy inside the top 5, I believe, is our leader, Flash 9. Then the rest of them are Fords Chevys. Chevys are, you know, I would say Chevy may have a good chance, but, you know, it's stage 2, you know. you never know if caution may come out and your driver may get pushed back or something. You never know.
47 there, KB Showtime. Holcomb, these teammates there, not having the best of days here at Dover. They've been kind of hanging around there, kind of in the bottom half of the field, trying to make the most out of this run. Just behind them, you see the 38 and the 51, who has made up some ground, but not any spots, after an earlier issue sent him to the tail end of this field. There's Robbie
racing.
Battle
for a position. It's between the 18 and the 44. Robbie versus Racehead, and I'm telling you right now,
18 taking the longer way around too.
He is. He's taking that high side, and we got the 47, the 51, and the 38. Goodness gracious.
This battle here, I believe, is for 9th Brewing on the racetrack. Might be 8th. As the 44 car fighting back once again. And that is tough, especially on the outside here. Not a lot of grip in that outside lane here, but with custom race setups, something might be agreeing on that 18 car that keeps him right side by side with the 44 car. They're raced down at over 150 miles an hour. Look at the 18 almost trying to pin that 44 car. You can make up some significant ground. I like personally being on the bottom of the racetrack because you have the apron to kind of guide you there, Nick. But if I am on that high side, I'm doing all that I can to kind of keep that guy in his lane, and I think that's what the 18 car is trying to bank on. However, you see him go way wide there on turn 3 and 4, and he'll lose a position there to the 44 car, who ultimately prevails on the inside line.
Yeah, that's a... You see, now they're getting single file, but here comes the 18. He's like, excuse me, sir, why... I don't want to... I'm trying to bow here, but here... Look at Aquatati right now in that 51. He's battling the beast, you know. I don't know if, unfortunately, last night... 38, the beast hangs on.
Yeah. Beast there running along at the tail end of the field. Oh, the 37 and the 18 making contact there.
Oh, 37. Woo, 37. Boy, good save. And maybe, I think right now the pit road should be open very soon, maybe in the next 5 laps.
Yeah, I believe you are absolutely right there, Nick. The fuel window here going to be opened in 8 laps.
Here comes Flash 9. Here comes Flash 9. There you go. Here
Risk versus reward. We've seen this out of the 14 and the 2 car. Keep in mind, these guys have got to make sure they get down to 35 miles an hour. Also, a yellow flag cannot come out here. First car on pit road is going to be Flash 9 in that 14.
Right now, that gives the lead back to the 1 car. And I think right now, a lot of guys have not yet... This might start the green flag cycle as Mark RPM takes the lead, and I'm looking back through the field, and yep, there's the 14. He's just entered his stall.
Yeah, these will be 4 tires Sunoco fuel on all these guys. Meanwhile, back up front, the 5 has been able to wrestle the lead away from Mike RPM in that 1 car. Just I had mentioned before here, a very good long race strategy on that 5 car, the long race setup. But those guys that went down pit road, they've now gone down 2 laps.
And you can make those positions up in a heartbeat, because think about it. Some of these guys right now, let's say the 1 and the 5, they pit right now, and those other guys pit right now. That would give them the free. They would get, one of those guys would get the free pass. The other, well, one would get one of their laps back. The other would be 2 laps down. But
they would probably get the wave around there.
They would,
if the caution could come out, but they would only get 1 lap under that, and being 2 laps down here. That's the risk versus reward here.
Robbie racing, and looks like the 5. Oh, trouble! The beast. Coming on the pit road, he was wrecked on pit road. Oh boy, he's got a lot of damage on the right side, and I tell you what, that is going to lose him a bunch of time. Here comes Showtime. Showtime's on pit road. Slugger, he's coming on.
Rotates continuing to be up there. Mike RPM in the 1 car. He was 2nd. He is now in. These are all green flag pit stops here as we ride on board Flash 9.
Here comes Aquatati. the 5 car yet has pitted.
Has not pitted yet. Ward Burton also as well in that 8 car, just behind him.
Now, you see a lot of these guys coming off of pit road. Now that if no one's near you, you are good to go. But if someone's there, if someone is coming up, then you probably got to stay all the way onto the apron.
And you can see it's right on board with the 5 car there, who has shown no signs of going down pit road yet.
I'm seeing right now the Beast has got the leader in sight, and right now he, like I mentioned, he lost a bunch of time due to that entrance of pit road. And I tell you that if that was the final stage and that was your pit stop, that would have been your race right there.
The 8 car is going to bail out on those old tires, and he is going to go down pit road, leaving the 5 car on the racetrack. And you can see just behind him the first car that made it onto pit road. That would be the 14 of Flash 9. Meanwhile, the guy that was on pit road just behind him as well, the 2 car of Bad Fast, has now slipped back all the way. I'm not so sorry. I was going to mention here, he might have had a pit road speeding penalty there. We'll keep an eye on that.
Here comes the 18. Uh-oh! 18! Oh! I don't know if that was net code, but I saw a little bit. The 18 just hit the 8, and that might have lost him some time.
I'm sure that's just getting on the pit road right there.
Oh, I think so. And here comes the 5.
So our leader, as we work our way back, is going to go down pit road right here. Now the field will flash by here. He stayed out the longest on those older tires. Will that propel him to take advantage of the newest tires on this cycle? The only cycle of green flag pit stops he's had here tonight. There's Flash 9, who will now, if the yellow flag were to come out right now, he would be on the lead lap.
So right now it's 29 laps to go in stage. I think it's 29 to 28 laps to go left in stage number 2. I don't know. I'm trying to get through the field right now, through Oculus Stream right now. The leader is still the 5, and everyone is still trying to get their laps
There
back.
we go. Now, the 51 car has actually not been on the pit road right there. Or, excuse me, he has. So the 14 is now your leader.
Yes, now I see that now. Yes, I do. Now I see that. Flash 9 is the race leader.
Risk versus reward. We were talking about how those newer tires there, who would be able to take advantage of them first. Will it pay off? Flash 9 has been able to do that dramatically there. You see him about a good 2.5, making almost 3 seconds in front of the 1 car, Mike RPM. However, those new tires there are only going to hold on for so long. The question is, will the guys behind the 1 be able to reach him? The guy that I want to keep an eye on here would be the 5 car of Bro Chase. He on the other side of that strategy, as we see the 44 car make way for him. He is in turn 2, trying to desperately make up some needed time there, but he has the best tires inside of the top 5. You see him make light work of the 2 car, who was also, hard in the wall, goes to 37. Holcomb. He gathers it up.
And I will say, I think we didn't need to mention, this is a double points race. I think this is double points tonight.
Just adding more drama to the rest of the field here at Dover. Go back and take a look at this 5 car there. You can see Sludge there in that 43. Trying to make up. Now there is Mike RPM there underneath there, the alley sign. So there is quite some distance that needs to be made up by the 5 car, but he has a clean racetrack ahead of him. So he's going to catch these guys there, not like what we would expect with lap traffic here. He's going to nip them off one at a time. And I believe he definitely has, with 22 laps remaining, that is more than enough time for the 5 car. So I like the strategy made by the 14 car. Get the most out of your tires early. However, I don't know if it was enough with the pace that we've seen from the 5 car to beat that strategy of staying out late. So it'll be a tale of two strategies that could come to head here at Dover. Next time by, it will be 20 laps to go here in stage number 2. I'm going to take a quick break there, Nick, so we won't go anywhere. We just won't say anything here. We'll go NASCAR nonstop. If trouble breaks out, we will break in. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Welcome back to the GC Sport 200 here live at Dover International Raceway. When we last left you, that 5 car there was about, I would say, half a straightaway back behind that 14 of Flash 9. Now he's been able to catch up that and more. He's working on the back bumper for third place of 8 car of Ward Burton and the 1 car Mike RPM. That 5 car, it's not a question of if, but when he arrives on the back bumper of that 14.
Yeah, and right now Mike RPM is just doing all he can to keep himself in the second position. But right now, I don't think he was trying to. But you mentioned how far can you catch him? Can you catch him now and get the stage win, or do you have to like creep it on in?
Newest tires versus the oldest tires here. Flash 9 trying to extend. I had mentioned earlier about that streak. He's won a stage in every race so far this year. Will it be able to continue here at Dover? Or Miles the Monster take a bite out of that in the shape of that 5 car, because he is blazingly fast. He is there.
He is there. He's gaining on him. Here he comes. Can he get him?
And the difference on tires here, the Flash 9, he's just not even going to attempt to block that there. It's just so much of a difference between the older tires on the 14 and the newer tires on the 5 that there was just no way he was going to be able to block that. And now it's your bro Chase. He was winner of stage 1, looking to make it back-to-back here in that 5 car.
And you mentioned really, in there you see Flash 9 dropped yet another position. He dropped to 3rd. Now he dropped to 4th because Mike RPM may catch him here, but we don't know if he can catch him. But right now, a lot of time is to be progressed later in this race.
So less than 15 laps to go here in stage 2. You see a new leader there to 5, able to wrestle the lead away. How about the Ward Burton car? Another new face in this race, this season, that is. Both these guys making their first start here today and doing a great job so far against the veterans that have really applied the pressure here early in this season. That would be the 14 of Flash 9 and the 1 car of Mike RPM. The 8 and the 5 car holding strong. That 8 car we know already had the win, won the season opener at Kansas, but with a different driver. Meanwhile, just behind this battle, taking a look at some of the other drivers here having a good day. You can see the 43 running along in the 5th position there in front of DK Brown. There's Racehead in that 8 car. The 2 car has slid back a little bit there, and then there's the 51. Remember, he had that earlier issue in the beginning of the stage after that caution. Has been able to work his way up solidly, picking up some positions there, but still not the type of day he wanted versus his Rick Ware Racing teammate there, the 53 of DK Brown.
And right now, I'm watching the race leader. He has got the 38, about to put him a lap down. We're coming to maybe less than 10 laps to go in stage number 2.
On board with Bad Fast here in that 2 car. With that issue, as we get 8 laps to go, make it 7 next time by. Want to quickly mention that we also news here today that for those of you that might have been fans of Bear, the pro leaguer here, unfortunately he will not be a part of this league moving forward. Want to quickly mention that as well. It's your bro Chase trying to make some light work of that 38 car as he gets across the stripe. It'll be 5 laps to go in stage number 2.
And I tell you what, right now, once we hit stage 3, it's going to be a crazy longer stage, because think about it, it's going to be like the closing lap of 100. Here you go, the 38. The Beast lets him by. He's like, all right, well, I don't really want to battle, so I'm going to let you have it. So 4 laps to go in stage number 2.
I think what we've learned here in this stage here is, although it'd be beneficial to try and get the most out of those tires there, you'll pick up quite a position there on the early half of the run. The later half, it's really not going to work out in your favor. We see it prevail for the 5 car. It did not work for the 14, who's now followed all the way back into the 4th position there. Or actually, excuse me, he's actually in 3rd.
3 to
the
go.
5 car playing strategy here, doing a great job.
Yep, and we are coming down the back stretch. 2 laps to go. This time by Will, you know, this is my first time doing A customs. It's 2 to go, and boy, I tell you what, he probably will he will win a stage and keep that streak alive.
Well, it would be the 5 car is actually what do you call it? The one that has ruined that possibility for the 14 car.
Oh, okay. See,
actually, this time it'll have to be 2 laps to go here, but this 5 car, as I mentioned there earlier, he's done a great job keeping that car clean, keeping true to his strategy. Did not panic at all when the rest of the field went down pit road. Many drivers might have thought that he was reacting too late. Turns out he was reacting perfectly on time. Now with 1 lap to go in the stage here.
Oh,
just tipping the wall there, but has enough of a gap there that's not going to really hurt him too much.
Yep, and 1 lap to go. And here we go, coming down the backstretch for one last time here in stage number 2. And coming off 3 and 4. Probably your bro Chase is going to win stage number 2. And that number 5, he wins stage 2 here in the Monster Mile.
Now back here virtually, we see the 18 car actually come off of pit road. Wonder if there was an issue there for Racehead here. But back here in the summer of 2020, in the real world, Hendrick Motorsports went 1, 2, 3, 4 with Alex Bowman getting the win here. So Hendrick Motorsports, this is a track that they have known to circle on their schedule here as a place they can win. I know we try to make this as realistic as possible here, but that 5 car, a Hendrick Motorsport number, doing a great job trying to keep that streak even virtually alive. Make sure it continues here tonight.
Yes, and the all-time winner was a Hendrick Motorsports driver, and it's a 7-time champion of Jimmy Johnson, winning here 11 times. Yeah,
in fact, it was the last win of his career here back in 2017 that we saw that 48 car piloted by 7-time champ Jimmy Johnson here to earn his final victory in the Cup Series so far. Rumor that car might be coming back, but we don't know. We do know he has an IndyCar full season ahead of him. We wish him the best of luck starting 2022. Green flag, though, is back out here. Stage 3 going to be underway with 79 laps remaining and 1 more green flag pit stop. What will the lessons of Stage 2 apply and be learned for Stage 3? We will find out as Bro Chase and the 8 car leave the rest of the field at bay behind them.
And I'm watching right now, Mike RPM is trying to battle for a position. He is looking for fourth. He is like, all right, well, no more games. I'm in for the win tonight.
You see our pole sitter there has never really quite recovered from that earlier hit that sent him all the way to the bottom of the racetrack on the backstretch early in stage 2. Has just now cracked the top 5 here, battling hard with the 2 car on the outside.
The last time the 2 car won at Dover, 2012, with the same driver of Brad Keselowski, and he went on to win the championship. And that, remember, 2012 was the last year Dodge ever ran in NASCAR. Oh! 38 car gets loose! What a save! What a save by the Beast.
The Beast doing, great things behind the wheel to keep that car out of the wall there. Unfortunately, hasn't really translated it well into moving up spots, but definitely has piqued our interest here in the back half of the field there. And a great save by the 38. See the 43 car on board. He's actually lost the spot to that 51 car, Taddy. Taddy's made up a number of spots here early in this restart, trying hard to crack the top 5 for the first time here tonight.
Oh boy, Aqua Taddy almost ran in the back of the 2 car of Marley. Wow, that would have been a very gutsy move there, but right now he is looking under the 2 of Marley. Can he make the pass? Yes, sir, he can.
Oh, Marley into the outside wall, and everybody has to scatter in that second pack. He'll lose not 2, but 3 positions there. Make it 4. It's the 18er Racehead trying to get into the outside of him. It won't happen. But the 2 car, who was solidly inside the top 5, finds himself quickly out of it, just like that.
But you mentioned this is the final stage right now. One more pit stop, and then once we hit that final pit stop, it needs to be perfect. It needs to be right. You don't want to mess up on your entry. You don't want to mess up on the setup you're going to put in, and you don't want to mess up on the exiting.
Richard Rochase here has definitely led the most laps here tonight. Winner of stage 1 and stage 2, just behind him. Rookie stripes on that 8 car there. Both drivers making their first start here tonight. The 14 of Flash 9. Have to wonder, what did he learn from the 5 car? Perhaps not going to go in just as early as what we saw in stage 2. Try to keep pace with that 5 car there. Kind of run long, deep in this run to keep the freshest tires he can on that automobile. Just behind him, you see Mike RPM in that 1 car just ahead of, as we ride on board the 43 car, in front of the 51 of Aquatati.
Right now, I mean, Mike RPM, you know, we talked about how he led some laps tonight. Well, hopefully he can get himself back up there and probably get a win. And, you know, this, like I said, this is my first time commentating A Customs. I don't think we've seen him go to victory lane yet this season.
It's still early, but he's always been a threat here. He typically is, no matter where we go, and he's running again solidly inside the top 5 here. Just piloting on those stage points, trying to look for a great finish here as well. The 37 of B. Holcomb, we have seen him find the wall more often than any other driver here today, but now he's muscling up to the inside of the pole center, taking a look for 7th place. He'll take it, as the 43 car actually found the outside wall in turn 2. He'll lose another spot to Racehead in that 18.
Just a tough night for our pole sitter, man. He led the first opening laps, and boy, I'm telling you, and another guy where I'm keeping my eye on is the 44 of Robbie. Not a good run for him tonight here at Dover. Not, you know, I don't know, man. It's crazy to see not Mike RPM, but Robbie.
Oh, in the walls, the 51 of Taddy there, hard in turn 4. Don't know what set that car wide, but another good run gone bad for that Rick Ware racing machine. I don't know what happened. It looked like it just stepped out of him. He's actually going to go down pit road right here. Oh no, he gets back up on the racetrack. Very odd for the 51 car.
136 of 200.
There might have been something wrong with the stream there of the 51 car, and I wonder if that would be something that indeed set that car wide. And the stream as well has died there, so we'll keep an eye on that story there later on. Meanwhile, we're a little blind as to how many laps there are to go here in this one. Up front, though, no change. You see the 5 car, it's your bro Chase doing a great job, but that battle behind him, heating up for second. Last 9 has caught Ward Burton. Can he pass him?
And you mentioned right now, some guys are making their debut, and you mentioned how, and I think, yep, Aqua Taddy looks like he has expired, lost an engine, done for the night.
That is sad and unfortunate. There's something just dramatically happening to the connectivity issue of that Rick Ware racing machine. That's the second time we've seen a Rick Ware car have an issue with the internet. Last week it was DK Brown. This week it will be Aqua Taddy. That is sad.
That is very sad. And right now, it's your boy Chase. He's got I would say maybe a 5 to 6 second lead. I'm not a good guesstimate guy, but he has got a great lead.
So we'll try to get a word with Taddy there, try to figure out what exactly was wrong for him in that 51 there machine. But you can see him parked on pit road there, done for the night. Up front, still no change. The 5 car leads the 8 car Ward Burton there by a significant lead. I would muster about 2.5, perhaps 3 seconds there, as this field continues to lay down the laps here. 200 laps goes by quickly here at Dover. Miles the Monster, with the exception of that one issue to bring out our one and only computer-controlled caution of the night, has been tamed so far. You have to wonder if he's saving up for a bigger appetite later on. Have we seen the last yellow flag here tonight?
Right now, coming to green flag pit stops very, very, very soon. And I wouldn't say pit now, but we're coming to green flag stops maybe in a couple laps. And I'm telling you, tire wear is going to be an issue, because right now we saw in stage 2 where the 5 by your bro Chase, he had the big lead, and then, pitted well after everyone else.
Yeah, I believe the one bad thing about being the last to pit is that you've shown everybody your hand, right? And so with that happening in stage 2, I don't believe we see everybody dive on the pit road as early as what we saw during the previous stage. It's actually the yellow flag has come out.
Caution, something happened, and looked like the 47 is Showtime. Showtime has a lot of damage.
And I see DK Brown actually has some damage as well.
Oh boy.
KB Showtime in that 47 car, perhaps triggering our yellow. We don't know for sure, but this is going to restart here, and I don't know exactly how or what we have as far as lap count there.
Wow, that is unbelievable. I think, hold on, maybe we could check Robbie. I think Robbie has his. Let me check Robbie.
Well, that'd be great. Get us as we get back up under the green flag here at Dover.
Of course we don't. Of course we don't. Robbie doesn't have his. Lovely.
We'll find out. We'll still be with you to the end as we see 3 wide action there. The 43 had a look underneath the 18. Almost got ran into from behind there, but really clean. as now Sludge in that 43 car gets underneath Holcomb in the 37. They are side by side for 7th place. Holcomb into the outside wall. There's the 44 car in front of, I believe that's DK Brown. As the 14 of Flash 9 all over the back of the 5 car, I believe we're going to see things ramp up in front of the top 3. These guys cannot afford to let that 5 car get away this time.
And I am trying to see who else I can find. I did kind of look through Mike RPM. He does not have his stream up. Let's see. Let's see here. Who can we...
You know, the other thing that we might be able to do there, Nick, is perhaps I could have you back out just a little bit and then accept one of those invites you can take quickly just to look to see how many laps we have on the screen there in the lobby. And that could be able to tell us, at least give us a ballpark of what we can do there. That's the only saving grace, I believe, that we'll have. We're not missing much action, though. The 14 and the 1 desperately trying to give chase.
Fine. That's fine. So I am checking that right now. We have so it is 154 of 200.
So we are still outside of the fuel window here. That fuel window would open up in about 6 laps there with 41 to go, and I would say safely 39. So we're about 6 to 7 laps away from that window truly opening. So 154, so that is good to know. And the question then remains, what do you decide to take there, Nick? Because with that so short of laps, that being 6 or 7 laps outside of your fuel window, I don't believe we see guys take just 4 tires at Sunoco Fuel that we were guaranteed there with our one and only green flag pit stop. Now with another pit stop needed to be added, do we see a splash and go? Do drivers perhaps try and save some tires here on this run?
Oh, most definitely. And we just got word from Aqua Tatty. He said, I got destroyed and backed out, had a lot of damage.
Oh, that is unfortunate there. Caution did not come out. DNF here. As we get there, we'll try to manually keep up here, but the fuel window stood open up here in about 3 or 4 laps.
I wonder if we could probably get him into here and see if we can. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to see if we could probably help us out, but we don't know to be 100% sure. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, someone told me from, oh, we got someone's stream. That is the, sorry, turn up. So I guess we got the 37 stream.
Oh, and there we go. With 41 laps to go, so the fuel window is indeed open.
Billy Holcomb? Yep.
Yes.
Billy Holcomb, thank you so much for helping us out. Someone told me that DK Brown is an esports driver. I forget who he was. I heard rumors about that. I forgot. I thought I heard someone say that.
That might be the case. I actually don't have the information on that there. I want to give
no
37
worries.
car a shout out though for doing that. Meanwhile, let's go back up to this battle brewing for 2nd place there. Mike RPM has lost a little bit of touch with the 14. But now, under pressure from the 18 of Racehead, who has found the outside wall numerous times, he and the 43 car. You know, there was an age-old adage talked about in the, I would say around the 2000s, early 2000s, about the bad luck of green race cars. Don't know exactly why or how that came about, but I always thought it was famously broken when Bobby Labonte went on to win the 2000 their championship. But some green cars here tonight, bad luck has definitely played both the 18 and the 43 car. They have found the outside wall. Miles the Monster has definitely had his way with him. Can the 18 and the 43 overcome it? They look like they've done so far. They're both inside the top 5. Running along there in that 18 car, he is giving chase to that one. I think he can get around him. Watch Racehead how he's using a line that not a lot of these guys have been able to have success with there, Nick. He's using that outside line to his advantage. Watch him in 1 and 2 the next time we go by, if he stays there or if he decides to try and look underneath that one car.
Yeah, and you see right now, you mentioned, and a lot of guys to prefer the high side, some guys prefer the bottom lane. You know, for me, I don't really care which lane I prefer, but right now I'm watching from the 18, and you know that one car Mike RPM is blocking that run, and so we got someone coming on the pit road. We got the 38, the Beast. He's on pit road. We got another one on pit road. It looks like the DK Brown. He hits pit road, and here comes the 2 car of Bad Fast Marley. He hits pit road as well.
So it'll be 34 laps to go. These guys still have about 20 laps to go as far as their fuel window here. However, the gap that I had mentioned earlier about being 6 or 7 has actually been expedited there to about 14 to 15 laps. So that's still roughly what some drivers could make if they decide to go on a 2-tire stop. I don't know if that's necessarily what they want to do, but that option is available to these drivers. I'm going to throw it back to you there, Nick. If you're one of these guys inside the top 5, do you risk it and decide to take 2 tires on this last stop?
No. Honestly, no, because if you take 2 tires, think about your left sides. Think about your left side tires, you know. Those that, honestly, they could go by down, your left sides could go down faster than your rights. But think about it, your rights could also go down faster. For me, I would just take 4 tires. I've done this before, but I really don't usually take tires. But if it's a track like Dover, I would say take 4 tires, no matter what. If you lose time, you lose time. You can make that time up. But if you catch a caution, but I would say this: yes, take 2 tires. If you catch a caution, you can take those 4 tires, and then you'll be good to go.
So we'll see what happens here with the 1, the 14, the 18, and the 43. They are all in the same boat, and that is, you've got to figure out somehow how to jump over that 5 car of Interbro Chase, who has been able to keep about a 2.5-second lead in front of this gaggle of cars right behind him. Behind him, a guy that we expected that was having a good day there so far is that 8 car, Ward Burton. He has lost a significant amount of time there, but I will bring this up as well because I'm not quite sure exactly what's happening with these guys in the back of the pack.
Here comes Flash 9 on pit road. Here comes the 14 of Flash 9.
Let's go back up and take a look there. He was the first one on pit road in stage 2. We'll see what happens here. But that 8 car there, both our races this season, Nick, have come down to fuel mileage. I don't believe these guys can make it on 14 laps, but it would be interesting to see if anybody can try and stretch it and then perhaps does that 2-tire call. We'll see what happens. However,
sure,
the green flag pit stops are happening in the 14 car, just like stage 2. He's the first one on pit road.
And we see the 47 of Showtime. He hits pit road as well. So, right now, when do you see the... I don't think the 5 car... I think what the 5 car might do is do what he did in stage 2 and probably wait till everyone else pits.
You see DK Brown, he's already had service done on that Rick Ware car. He's going to make light work as the 1 car dives down pit road. You need not to make a mistake here. Both he and the 18. Ooh, the 18 really hot, but did a great job staying on the back bumper of that 1 car there as he enters pit road to complete his last stop of the day. Behind him, Holcomb in that 37 car is in.
Yep, Holcomb got onto pit road as well. Again, we do thank Billy Holcomb. We do thank you so much for giving us a lap counter since Aqua Caddy had DNF'd. We do thank you, buddy, for that. And
It'll be 25 laps to go here. As both the 1 and the 18. The 18 actually is going to be able to leap in front of the 1 car, so a great pit stop there for race head. All this happening behind the 5 car of It's Your Bro Chase, who continues to lead here.
And right now, what everyone else has got to do, I mean, you mentioned like coming to 25 laps to go. This is 24 to go, I believe. 24 laps to go, you know, I would think maybe you got to pit now. I mean, here comes the 5 of It's Your Bro Chase. As I mentioned, here he comes. The race leader is going to hit pit road. Will he be able to get his pit stop and a spot to go, or 4 tires and fuel?
Yeah, I believe he's going to take that 4 tire and fuel there. There's no reason to upset the balance of that race car. It has been flawless all night long. It's Your Bro Chase trying to keep that Hendrick Motorsport streak alive. Rather it be in the virtual world there, but doing a great job so far. Winner of stage 1 and stage 2.
Mike RPM is battling the 18 and the 2. Right now, Mike RPM has just got to get around the 18. He is just like, all right, well, I don't know how I'm going to get around this 18. And I'm telling you, this guy's been in my... Whoa! Whoa! 47 just threw him up into the wall.
Well, that's going to be unfortunate there. You see the 14 actually get by the 5. Bro Chase here. He's going to lose a couple of spots here, but we've seen this story before. It's only a matter of time before he works his way back up to the point.
Right now, I think you mentioned really well, we've seen the story already. I mean, stage 2, here comes the 44 of Robbie Racing. He makes his final pit stop, but right now, that 5 car probably, or your boy Chase, you know, hopefully he can catch back up with only less than 20 laps to go.
See the 43 car there as well. He'll be on newer tires than the rest of the people inside the top 10. Here's Flash 9, where he is in relationship to the 53 of DK Brown, who actually might be the leader.
Let's check from Billy Holcomb really quick. Let me see. Can we actually get Billy Holcomb?
Or actually, it's the 8 car there. So the 8 car, as I had mentioned there earlier before this slack, he has not gone down pit road. This is going to be a tall order. I don't know exactly what the strategy call is, whether he's trying to save fuel to make it toward the end, or just tire wear, but he's going to have to stretch that about 14 laps. He has not been on the pit road yet.
Right now, it is.
You can hear him actually. He's actually out of the throttle here, and keep in mind, a green flag pit stop puts you down 2 laps. He'll at least have lapped the field 1 time, but with how much time he's giving up on these older tires there, I don't know if it's going to be enough. We'll keep an eye on it, as he currently is the leader in this 8 car. I like this call, though. You had to do something different than that 5 car who's just been dominant tonight.
Sure, and you see right now, it is coming to 15, maybe 14 to go, and there you see, lets the 44 Private Racing go. He lets the 44 go, and I don't know, Ward Burton win tonight, or will a pit stop ruin that race? But yet, a lot of guys know how to save it. Certain tracks, for personal reasons, I'd say this guy could make it. If he can make it, he can make it. If he can't, well, I don't know what to tell you.
This is going to be asking a bit much, though, out of these, not only the fuel cell, but the tire. I know these guys are on custom setups here, so maybe something disagrees with him in that car, able to put it into a higher gear there, use that 4th gear to his advantage.
And I'm right now looking, here comes that 5, your bro Chase. Here comes the 8 car, loses that lead, and here comes
way up the racetrack. These guys are also, that's all to get these guys 1 lap back, as you see the 5 wrestle the lead, or what would be the lead of the 14, but the 8 car still has it. But he only has now. The question is, will these guys be able to lap him again? He's going to have to be very consistent. He still has to save fuel and be fast doing it. I find that almost to be an impossible task. You can do one or the other, usually not both, though.
Oh, most agreed.
See him trying to get out of the way, and he lost a ton of time there to that pack there that's just flying by, and they're almost a quarter way in front of him, quarter of a lap ahead. It's not going to be very long. That 5 car on fresher tires there. I don't think that 8 car has the time to keep those guys behind him.
No, he doesn't. I think right now, and I'm trying to get I am trying to look really quick for Billy Holcomb, really quick, and
yeah, it'll be 9 laps to go. So he has 9 laps to go. All these guys that are passing the 8 car are on the lead lap. So we'll keep an eye on the 8 car there. Where the 5 of It's Your Bro Chase is, though, that will be there. Here he is, all the way on the backstretch. He is. That is a tall order, actually, for 8 laps to go. I'm telling you, man, if that 8 car can get it done, it'll be the 2nd time RCR goes to victory lane in this series, and with its 2nd driver in 3 races.
And I tell you what, I'm in that 8 car for CH Flyers, and you know, I've said this before, whoever drives the 8 car in any series, in A or B, they're doing a better job than I am.
So, Ward Burton trying to bring to head what would be the 3rd fuel mileage strategy to win this season long out of 3 races here, but the 2nd for RCR, and the 2nd win for that 8 car with its 2nd driver. A lot of 2s. Did you get all that? 6 laps to go.
Yeah. 6 to go, and boy, I'm telling you right now, It's Your Bro Chase. He's coming to the start-finish line right now.
Half a lap away. But that 8 car is going strong. The question is, does he have the time? Does he have the tire wear to hang on to this position?
5 to go. It's all for the marbles now with 5 laps to go.
Before, and the Bro Chase the 5 car. I wish we had that tracker there that Fox and NBC are able to show you there right where that logo is, because Bro Chase is closing in fast.
And right now, I'm telling you, the 8 car, I think, is coming to 3 laps to go.
Yes, he is.
3 to go. I'm telling you, boys in NASCAR, this could be the most craziest Dover race we've ever seen in the history of NASCAR.
Making it the most here out of what was a 14-lap deficit to the rest of the field. If he can able to stretch this, all he needs is 2 more miles to go, asking that out of the tank.
2 to go. Can he make it? He's got 2 laps to go.
Taking a look behind him, there's nothing but that 2 car there right behind him. And now in real NASCAR world, you cannot have anybody push you across the start-finish line. So if he runs out of gas, he cannot have that 2 car right behind him. We'll see what happens, but we will end the race on this lap. If you take a look here, white flag in the wind, 1 lap to go for the 8 car, Ward Burton.
Can he do it? He's got 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
2 car, he's going to let that 2 car go by. He remembers that strategy call there from last week. But the 8 car, the second time this season,
are you kidding me?
Driven by a new driver, first debut
Career
is going
win.
to end in victory lane. Ward Burton gets it done at Dover.
How about that? A crazy race. Unbelievable. The 5 will finish second. Your bro Chase will finish second. How about that? Ward Burton gets the job done at Dover, and then you mentioned it. A first-time winner at his debut race. How about that?
10 seconds. Each one of these wins here, this series, has had a mighty deficit to overcome there on the last lap due to fuel mileage. It's all come down to fuel mileage. The guys that have dominated the races this season have yet to visit victory lane. It's been the guys that have been able to get the most out of their fuel cell to every last drop, being able to make it to the win.
I bet you right now he is excited. He is probably emotional right now, getting his first career GC Sports A Custom victory and at Dover International Speedway. And it was double points, ladies and gentlemen.
We're going to get the 8 car there. Unfortunately, we won't have time to talk to all of our drivers here tonight there, as I have to step out there myself. But congratulations there to Bro Chase here. He made the most out of his debut as well. And I believe Flash 9 got it in the 3rd position there against the rest of the field. Let's see if we can get that 8 car in for the 2nd time this season with its 2nd driver. We're going to try and get him in there. Sorry, just 1 second while we blue screen. You know, it's actually already part of this Thursday broadcast because he was already in here calling the race there.
Right.
So we'll see if he can get it, or if he's listening in, hopefully he can just hop in.
Yeah.
How about that race, though? I mean, that was great.
That was amazing. That's unbelievable. My first GC Sports A Custom, that was amazing. I never thought I'd say this, but that was unbelievable. I mean, I would never have thought I'd say this, but what a race. And I just don't know how that, I thought it was going to run out, and then he was going to, Vegas, that's like other tracks where you got to, coast to the line.
Well, he had piqued my interest there, running along there, giving up time. It was just a question of could he make it the most out of it, out of those 2 laps that it takes to get there. And that's why we love racing. That's why we tune in every lap. You never know what's going to shake out.
Oh, for sure.
Well, I don't know if we're going to be able to talk to our winner here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, there, unfortunately, but I do want to give a great shout out to Warburton. He did a great job there, as I had mentioned already. Earlier, we called a race together, and that was the first race of the season at Kansas. He was able to learn something from Picola and put it to use quite well here tonight at Dover there. So I want to wish him the best of luck. But unfortunately, we're going to have to end this broadcast here kind of short. I must hop off there. But from everyone here, Aquatati there, GCS Sports, and I want to thank you, Nick, for coming in here as well. We had a great race here tonight. I appreciate being able to call these races right here. It's always something new here on NASCAR Heat 5. It's always so exciting. From all of us, I hope you join us next week. Don't know what we have in store, but I guarantee you, you're not going to want to miss the ending, because if you miss that, you missed a bunch. But from everyone here for GCS Sports, so long. We will talk to you guys next time.